Happy Friday, my friend. This is Pat Sloan, and we have UFO Friday. It is celebrating Iced Tea Day, and I have a birthday shout out. So let's do the birthday shout out first. It is to my better half, Mr. Greg, who, if you are listening right now, sometimes you might hear him, he's spraying the deck to clear off all the just junk, you know, like with a washer. So anyways, I'm taping this not on his birthday, but yes, he is amazing. Although he's spraying while I'm taping, so how many husband points does he have to give up to do that? I don't know. So everybody wish Greg happy birthday. All right, let's dig into the iced tea first. Oh, yeah. I love iced tea. Unfortunately, I have to reduce caffeine a lot, so I have to sort of make my own iced tea now, because most of the time iced tea is done with tea with caffeine. But if you're going to buy iced tea and you have access to Turkey Hill peach iced tea, oh my goodness, this is so good. That's my favorite. I might have to just get a jug and have a little bit of it every summer, just because, you know, it's not going to kill me, but, you know, I can't have a lot of it. So the other one, another tea that I just love is this one that I've been drinking. They come in those really, get the lid off. They come in the sort of triangle, the mesh triangle bags. Oh, it smells divine. Like pineapple and mango smell. Oh, so good. Okay, so that's the iced tea. Oh, sun tea. Did you ever make sun tea? I made sun tea a lot at one point. When we had our first home in St. Louis, I did a lot of sun tea. And my dad's British wife, when we first met her, she was just so impressed with sun tea because she had never heard of it or seen it before, and really, and being she's a Brit, she's not really into tea that much. She prefers coffee. Okay, let's talk about the UFOs. I have a couple lots, but I want to focus on getting a few of them finished, two in particular. And what I did is I took my tracking sheet and I put those at the top. So we're going to look at those first. And then I have some Q&A. So I'll answer some questions you've asked me, which are really fun. All right, the first one is the unicorn panel. Now, I think all of you have purchased a unicorn panel anywhere that I could link you to. So there are other cute unicorn panels out there, but I had decided to do the pink and sort of purple with white alternating squares to do around this. And I have almost enough. Now I do have to do a little math to figure out what size I need the center, and then I'll probably have to maybe do a spacer row or two, like a half block. I might have to do a half block in there. Also, I'm thinking it's not quite wide enough. It really, because what I'm going to do is I'm not going to quilt this one. I'm going to give it to the charity and give them a backing so they can go ahead and quilt it. But I think it needs to be another row wider, like not a whole row, like just one set of squares. So that'd be 4.5 inches or 4 inches wider. So I think after I do the math and figure this part out, I would do another strip down on either side of squares, just one set, and then it'll be ready. Okay, so that is, it's looking so cute. And I know, and I meant to save the photo, and I couldn't find it. So either I thought I saved it or I put it somewhere really special. But one of the quilters in our group, one of our friends, she did this. She had the same panel, she did the squares, she quilted it up and gave it, and she posted it, but it was weeks and weeks ago, so I couldn't find it again. But just so you know, it does turn out super darling. Now the other thing that I have for UFOs that I really must get done, and I'm going to switch it over here, is the words to live by. So I have all but the center, I think I have all but the center done. And then there's some sashing there. So let's take a look at that. Here is the words to live by. So I have all the major blocks done. Let me show you the picture here again. So like on the side, yeah. So the blocks are done, but there's a sashing. You can see that stripe. See, there's a sashing, and then around the center is this sort of frame. So all of that still has to be done. but they look so good. And the quilt measures, it says 71 by 72. So and by the way, I just went and checked. There are 9 fat quarter bundles, which includes that word panel, the panel with all the phrases and the beautiful words. Those could go in the center of my breakfast club from the Table Topper book, right? Those could be the same kind of thing. You could put it in the center of a big block like that. So if you are maybe have that panel and weren't going to do this quilt, that would be a way to use those panels up, those sections. Okay, so how do I accomplish this? That's the whole thing. You can say, oh, I'm just going to write it on here, but it doesn't magically happen, does it? So I need a plan. I've got the unicorn, I've got this one. This one takes more work than the unicorn. So tick tock, yes, the unicorn one will be done first because I can finish it. And that is my goal, is to get the one that needs the least amount of work, get it done. So to finish that one, I will go ahead and draft out the center. I'll do a drawing, figure out how big the panel I need to trim it to, how many more blocks I need, and then probably one night I will just work on that. That'll be that project. Then I can cut a backing, package that up so to go to my friend Susan that can give it to one of the charity groups who will quilt it and give it away. So that'll be that one. And so that means I think I can do it in 1 to 2 nights. Just depends on how much I work on it. But what I will do, because I know myself, I'm not going to go at 9 o'clock at night and do the math on that. I need to do that on one day, and then another day during the day, and then one evening I will just work through and finish up the blocks, sew them together, and get them up there. This one has a little bit more work, but really they're not bad. They're not complicated. It's squares, it's strips. So this will take me a few days to do. So I will work on cutting them up. So that'll be the first thing I'll do, is I'll spend maybe one evening just getting everything cut up so it's all ready, and then I'll spend a couple of nights sewing it. What I'll do is maybe do the center part first. That's kind of my plan, I think, and then do those sashings. So that will be how I get that one done. And this one is for me. I love these phrases. I love what it says. I may even hang it in my room, my bedroom, over the bed. I don't know. The elephants are there right now, and they fit perfectly. This is actually too long, so it'll probably just hang in my living room because that's really the one spot I can hang a sort of longer quilt. Okay, so that is the plan and how I'm going to work through those 2 UFOs. I consider them UFOs right now because they're sort of hanging on. I've not been working on them consistently, and so it's time to wrap them up and get them done. And that way, because I have a lot of other fun things that I'll be sewing. We have the 2 mysteries and all of the Birdsong Love Fest. So, and I am working on project pages for that. So hopefully by Monday I will have those project pages done. I've just been doing some other projects. So anyway, that's the UFOs. So let's do a couple of the questions, because these are really great. And I've been collecting questions. Your questions out on YouTube have been wonderful. They've been things that I could use here on the video, so keep them coming, and I collect them and save them. All right, so first of all, Gazella asked me, how many quilt tops do I have right now? Okay, so how many quilt tops do I have? Thank you for not asking what is the oldest one. So I just thought I would do a precursor to this. She feels like she sees a new top every day. Well, no, but I do work on a lot of things. So let's take, I went ahead and did a little video. There's just 2 places I keep tops. And so let's take a look. Well, the first place that I have quilt tops, because these are going to be quilted, or they might go to charity, is here. There's 6 of them, from everything from Sweet Dreams to some of the ones that came back from Dennis, and also there is the lemonade. So let's go over and look at the other spot that I have some. The other place I have quilt tops are in this wire laundry basket. I think they're called French laundry baskets, and I've had it for a long time. So there were 6 out there. So there's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and this isn't quite done. I want to do a little bit more, but we'll count it as 18 quilt tops. I do believe in that laundry basket I missed one. I think there's a bag that was shoved up against the side, and there's a version of Mama's Garden in there that I used for all of my teaching. So that is another one. So what does that make? 20, I think? Okay, so yeah. So someday I think I will get them out and just maybe hold them up, but not today. Not today. So Kay asked, what do people do with quilts that are not bed quilts, like lap quilts? Do people use lap quilts? Yes, yes, yes. People do use lap quilts. Now, some people like to use them to decorate with. You might hang them on the wall, like this one I will hang on the wall when it's done, but it is going to be certainly big enough to be a lap quilt for a lot of people. Taller people, often you'll make them something that's longer so they can actually lay on the couch and cover themselves up. You know, those of us who like to make things all the time, and that is me. I'm an obsessive maker, and my making of choice is a quilt. And so I will just keep making quilts. That's why I now am giving them to charity, which a lot of you have been doing as well. You make the quilts, you give them to charity, you get the satisfaction of making them, then the quilt gives a warm hug and a love to somebody else, often somebody in need or that really needs to feel loved. So it is a great, great feeling to be able to do that. I have done charity quilts since I started quilting. And I very first thing I did when I joined the guild and I learned to quilt was to join the charity group within the guild. And I've always made charity quilts. And I'm really excited to be back to that being more of a focus of my work now. So I hope that answers you, Kay. Okay, Mary Ann's has a really, really good question. I like this question because I think it's something a lot of us think about, and I haven't, you know, so I'll tell you how I approach this. So Mary Ann says, "Hi Pat, been watching your videos, especially those containing tidying up. I want to ask you, do you take apart your fat quarters and put them in containers to color coordinate?" Gosh, I hope I asked that right. Thank you for sharing your wonderful videos. So that's a good question. It's an interesting question because what do? You get a fat quarter bundle, you get a fat quarter bundle, you get one of my fat quarter bundles. But one of the things about these is that they're coordinated by the designer. This one is a fig tree and this one is by Sweet Fire Road. And when you love these together, you love them together because of the colors, the patterns, and you look at this, you think this would make a great quilt together. And the designers put them together like that. Now somebody like Joanna, who, there's kind of two ways. Like here's another one. Here's like, well, it's in here. There's a whole bundle, you can see it. There's the stuff from Tula Pink. So this was the Alice in Wonderland themed fabric. So what happens is, you get these and the designers coordinated them and you might find a pattern right away and you're like, okay, I'm going to use all this to do a pattern. Or maybe you just buy it and you're like, I don't have a pattern, or like the Tula, I don't really have a pattern for that. So I keep them together. I keep them together for a really long time because I want to find something to use it together. And then eventually at some point I will usually not keep it together anymore. I will start to pull things out of it and then maybe disperse it. But it takes me a while to do that. And I don't have too many of these bundles because generally what I do is I bring them in when I'm going to use them. And I'm just talking fat quarter bundles. Layer cakes and those other pre-cuts that are like the 10-inch squares, the 5-inch squares for charm packs, I keep those together like pretty much until I use them. But these, they're usually coming into my studio because I already have a plan for them. But the occasional ones I get, like the Alice in Wonderland or this one, I just love the colors. I get a lot of Joanna's because she is one of the designers. Her lines kind of work well together no matter what. She'll do sort of springy lines, summery lines like this, and then she does ones that are more fall. and then occasionally a Christmas. So like here's a basket I have. I have another basket the same size that is more fall oriented. So this is a basket of Joanna's, and these are a couple different lines in here. But you'll see like this see this brown here? This brown she has had before. So I have got, whoops, so I've got that brown. This turquoise is a different turquoise, but she has had some of it before, similar colors. So there's the turquoise. There's yellows. That yellow is very similar. This red is very similar to what she always uses. So what I can do now is I can find a pattern of hers or any pattern I want to use and use all of her stuff with it. So I did bring one quilt of Joanna's. I grabbed it because it happens to live on my bed. And this is a quilt that I made with all of Joanna's fabrics quite a few years ago. I think it was an online sew-along that I then did the center of it from my design, but the blocks were from some other sew-along. I never wrote the name down. So here is one where, you know, I kept the fabrics and was able to use them all together. Okay, one last thing. Be sure if you wanted a Liberty box, they are still available. So you want to, there's cute stuff in there. You want to get it. I am going to sew mine up. It's going to be so much fun. Okay, you have a UFO Friday. I would love to hear what you are going to work on this month for your UFOs. Put a comment down there to say happy birthday to Greg. And I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.